This is He Said,
There you go.
She Said.
Alright, it says it's recording.
Brought to you by the Urban Breakdown Podcast.
Number one, baby.
Mercedes, let's go.
Hey, Vann, let me hear your mic.
She said, what did they say?
Hey, your mic is
He
on.
said, she said, what did they say?
Hear you, Vann.
He
You're
said,
muted.
she said, what did they say? He said, she said. Check out what they say. What did he say? What did he say? What did she say? What did she say? What did he say? What did he say? What did she say? What did she say? Hey.
And welcome to another episode of He Said, She Said. With Mercedes, Odie, Vann, and Mr. Blue on this particular episode.
Today's special guests, Chi Chaz and DS Will.
What up?
Odie, run it.
Hey guys, so happy Friday. As we all know, Valentine's Day is coming up. It's quickly approaching. So if you're single, sucks for us. I'll include myself in that mix. But if you're in a relationship and you've had some good Valentine's Days, I was making sure my subject-verb agreement was right. Anyway, you got some good Valentine's Days and you had some not so good ones. I definitely want to talk to you guys about it. See what you guys are thinking. So let's go ahead and start there. So first of all, in the group, who's checking for Valentine's Day and who's not checking for Valentine's Day?
I'm not.
I'm not checking for
Is that the consensus?
Like I said, I'm checking from the Groupon, so it depends on what's available at the time.
Okay, so yours is tentative.
It is.
Based on what the Groupon looks like. I'm sure there's a lot of Groupons for like Sherry's Berries and stuff like that.
We need course meals. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she gets the Sherry's Berries.
We need course meals so both of us could be able to benefit from
Facts.
the situation.
Facts.
Okay. Well, I don't know. So, Vann, you're married. So, like, married life. Are y'all doing Valentine's Day or not?
Okay, listen. I'm not one that likes Valentine's Day. It's not my thing. I think it's just a regular day.
Well, what does your wife say? Because we all know that that's going to be the determiner.
True indeed.
I gotta do something. Happy wife, happy life. But I don't believe in Valentine's Day. It's not my thing.
You don't
I just-
believe in Valentine's Day?
No, I
Jesus
just
Christ.
don't.
It's not like Christmas, like whether or not you
No,
believe in
see,
God.
listen.
Y'all know
said happy
Valentine's Day
wife, happy
started.
Valentine's
life.
Day,
Like, no,
Christmas,
that's
you know what I'm saying? Like, Saint Valentine, he was a pedophile. Like, you gotta really look into those days and look up the people that people are celebrating. So, I'm sorry. It's just me. I did my research on that dude. Nah.
Wait a damn minute now. You said Saint Valentine was a pedophile?
Yes.
Pedophile.
Okay, this is completely taking me in. First of all, okay, I'm just gonna preface everything else that I'm about to say with this statement here. Oh my God, Blue, stop being extra and distracting. Anyway, I always say, like on our other shows, that I have fucked with Chris Brown because, like, yeah, he's a woman beater, but he's not.
Oh my God.
He's only a woman beater.
But he's not a pedophile. Like, I legit always draw the line at pedophilia. I'm like, that's why I don't listen to R. Kelly, or like, I don't fool with any Woody Allen movies. Not that they were any good to begin with, but I don't fool with, like, if you are a known pedophile, or I think that you are like preying on little kids, that's where I draw a very hard line. So now I'm like, damn, wait a minute, like St. Valentine's, that's my
Saint
line.
Valentine's
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Pedophile. Like, I like when once, like, it came into my mind. I was sitting in my house randomly. Like, why do people celebrate Valentine's Day? It really doesn't make any sense to me why people don't love throughout the year. And then I'm like, let me go look up what Valentine's Day is all about. And lo and behold, if you dig a little deeper, you'll find that Saint Valentine was a pedophile.
Oh my God, this is like.
But if you dig a little deeper, you will find that everything that we believe in and invest in has some type of dark ritual or history associated with it.
Yeah.
Christmas,
True.
Easter, Thanksgiving,
All those days.
July 4th,
I do not agree.
New
with
Year's.
all of them as a whole.
Hanukkah.
Yeah, that's why I don't celebrate any holidays. My
As a
birthday
whole,
is it.
All of those holidays, I really just don't. You can have a conversation with my wife. All holidays, I just do not.
I feel like humans generally just fall into what is like arithmetic, like just what's normal to them, and they don't like research enough. Like Valentine's Day is another one of those holidays that falls, like you said, within right in line with the rest of them, but it's considered like such an innocent holiday because it's generally supposed to be about love and Cupid and flowers. Bump that. It's just as bad as the rest of them, and I don't celebrate it at all.
I do it for lady. Do it for money. That's
Okay, well, before you guys were enlightened, I'm sure that you did fall into the trap of
Nope.
Actually. So okay, well,
I did.
And this question is going to be posed towards the group who was not enlightened as soon as Mercedes. So let's talk about best and worst dates. Okay, and Mercedes, definitely loop yourself in. Maybe not Valentine's Day dates, but best and worst dates.
Okay, I can do best and worst dates, but I will say, the reason I really never celebrated because I was in a very long-term relationship, and my birthday is the day before Valentine's Day, and he made me choose anyway. So all I celebrated was my birthday. So
fair. So you basically got Christmas Eve for Valentine's Day.
Pretty much, my birthday was it for me. My whole life, never really had a Valentine's Day. The only time anybody ever bought me anything for Valentine's Day was my dad. He would buy me and my sister something, and my mom. But that was it. But that still wasn't, bag of chocolate or something like that. It was never, Valentine's Day has never been one of those holidays. It's kind of like celebrating April Fool's Day. Who celebrates that? Nobody. So
I don't know. I know a lot of clowns. I know a
bandwagon of them too. So, but yeah, I can do best and worst dates. We actually did a whole podcast about best and worst dates. Blue and I. So I got a couple of them.
Okay.
Got a couple.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Funny dates. So Vann, what about you though? As far as like best dates,
best date. Best date would have to be my wife. Like, we went out Florida. We had a great time. We did dinner, movie. Came back home, relaxed. It was really like just me and her. It was just really relaxing. When it was just me and her connecting, it was a great thing.
Like, how far into the relationship was this though? Like, was this like early on in the game where you still?
No, this wasn't early on in the game. This is marriage because like we were. I didn't do a whole lot of like the dating. We went out every now and then. We went with like when we were dating, we went in groups mostly. Most of the time, we were in a group setting.
Okay.
Actually, wait. I digress. The best one was Christmas, and this was before we got married. We spent the whole entire night together. We put one of those Yule log, those things that burn in the fire. Put one of those in. We had champagne, and we just brought the New Year in together. So that was one that right there was the best time, like best date that me and my wife had to make.
Okay, let's see if we can establish a theme because it sounded really, really simple, but
it was simple. It was really simple.
Surprisingly,
we went to the store. Went to the store. We got the little log. We got some champagne. We got what you call them things? Sushi. We got some sushi, and we went home. Went to her house. We went to her apartment, and we bought the whole. Like we stayed together, and we bought the whole New Year in. And I thought that was the best. Like that right there made me truly realize that she was gonna be my wife.
Okay, what about you, Chaz? I'm gonna scoot it over to you.
Oh boy, let's see. Best date? I would say the dinner boat ride. That was nice.
A dinner boat ride? Where was this? Like what state?
Mississippi. On the river. That's where I'm from.
You was on the Mississippi. You was on the Mississippi.
I know, cause like when I heard boat ride, the first thing I thought of was like Gulf Coast. Immediately, I was like, oh, that sounds like something they would do.
No, it was on the reservoir.
Louisiana. Oh, okay, okay.
It was on the reservoir near Jackson. So, but yeah, that was really nice. Dinner, music, just chilling on the water. I love water. That was nice. And I'm not hard to please. So after that, I mean, I'm really a big kid at heart. The only other date I could think that was just great was going to Frankie's.
Yeah.
Having a ball with the laser tag and things like that. I was there. So yeah, that was great. As far as the worst date, I can't think of one worst date because I always make the best of everything. Like I'm the life of the party. I would like to think so. So I'll make it fun if it's not going too well.
Okay. All right. What about you, Sharm?
kind of going back with that theme of simplicity and chemistry, really. One of my best dates I ever went on was actually at the NC Museum on Blue Ridge.
Oh yeah, it's a nice place.
And we had a picnic. The water was sprouting, and birds and everything.
Oh, this sounds so
like Disney. It is. It was. And just based upon our conversation and the music that we were listening to, everything just was seamless. There was not a whole bunch of planning. We were ourselves. We weren't pretending to be anybody that we weren't, because the environment kind of catered to that. So that was the one of the best dates I've ever been on.
How long did that relationship last, or did it just like, were there just a couple more dates and no relationship? Or?
That was the first date. Was one of the best dates I ever went on.
But I mean, like,
was it the first and the last? That sounded
like was it the first and the last?
It was close to the last. So I like to keep that memory and not anything else. Yeah. Kind of tarnish that.
Okay. But you were telling me though earlier that you went on a first date on Valentine's Day.
It
actually two.
Yeah, it actually happened twice. But what was interesting about it was that neither one of us really put any big significance on it. It was just like a regular date that just happened to be on Valentine's Day. So
I've never had a first date. I can honestly say I've never had a first date on Valentine's Day. That is never. I've never had that one before.
I think if I realized that it had fallen on Valentine's Day, I would go out of my way to not make it on Valentine's Day. Like whether it's the day before or the day after.
Yes, it's one of those.
Like I would probably go out of my way to make sure it doesn't land on that day.
I mean, and neither one of us had any type of great expectations about it. You know what I'm saying? So
True.
Nobody was hinting that.
It makes it better.
Yeah. Like where's my flowers?
Yeah, none of that. So.
It's awkward and make you feel obligated. Like,
exactly.
I think my best first date was I went out. It was really just dinner and a movie, but we went to the movie first, and then we went to go get a bite afterwards. And like there was like a game on, and I really wanted to see the Celtics play, and so I was like, let's watch this game. Like let's make sure we go to like a sports bar so I could watch the game. And so we enjoyed the game. And then we also bonded over how much we hated the movie. Like that's what brought us together. I was like, damn, that movie was terrible, and like how'd you feel about it? And that's how we bonded. That was the best first date.
I like Chaz's idea about Yankees because it's really all about meeting the person that's not their representative. And when you're in this formal setting, the dinner and everything, you're gonna put on your best you. But if you're in an environment where you're jumping around and you're laughing and doing all of these things, you're gonna see the true I'm distracted.
Yeah, basically.
Just a little bit.
Like you do know that Zoom shows your entire ass every time you move around. Like they know that you're the one speaking.
I forgot what I was gonna say. He was just doing that Soul Train line rendition.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. That image is gonna be burned in my mind from now on. Appreciate it.
Still over there.
Appreciate it, Blue. Thank you.
Yeah, he put his whole picture up now. Like, yes, thanks for putting your profile picture up.
So
anyway,
so if you feel comfortable enough to do the dance that Blue just did, that's a good first date.
Oh yeah.
That's a good first date.
I guess.
Man.
Yeah, Blue, you okay over there?
Yeah.
Listen, I just want you to know, sir, that whole antic that you just did.
Yeah.
I've seen all that.
You see me? What?
Yeah. Seen all of the antics.
I mean, when you got a fly background like this, you got
That is tight. That's level 2, right?
But I don't remember.
But I want to talk about my first date. I mean, what was the question?
Yes. You see, that's what you get for not paying attention.
Best and worst date.
Best and worst. Best and worst first.
No, we did this on a previous show.
Yeah, if you were paying attention,
let's
you know
make
that
it about
Mercedes already told us that.
My best Valentine's date was, I think the year was 2014. I ain't gonna say her name, she listens to the podcast, but she knows who she is. It was all her. It was all her. It was all her mentality. It was all her putting it together. She got these tickets. She had a friend that had like a timeshare or something. So we went to Tybee Island, which is in Georgia, right outside of Savannah. And it was just like parlaying. We spent time in this nice condominium over on Tybee Island. We went to some nice restaurants, eating nice seafood off the water. We spent some nice times, you know, romping in the shack, sheets, you know, doing what we gotta do to the rock and to the beat.
I like romping.
We went shopping on the market, like how we got in Charleston, you know, the slave market where you buy little wickers and bring your family and stuff. But the crazy thing is, it wasn't even deemed per se a Valentine's. It wasn't deemed per se a Valentine's, you know, reception or whatever thing, because we already knew where we were going in the situation. We knew the situation was done. We knew the relationship was done because of something that I did. But it was just something like almost like a hurrah or a ça la vie, or, you know, we're gonna do this one last time and then we're done. And that's what it was. But it was such a beautiful capture. It really made me regret the previous couple months that led up to this moment. You know what I mean?
So it sounds like it was the best and worst.
Basically.
Not so much the best ever, because, you know, we didn't want the same things in life at the same time. And she didn't particularly care for kids, and I do. She was a cold stove drunk, and I don't drink. But, you know, it was a good day. It was a good day, a really good day, because how often does a woman put effort into making a Valentine's weekend or day work? They usually put that on the man.
Actually, I don't know about that, because like my group chat was popping. Like, I have a group chat with 3 girlfriends. They're all 2 of them are engaged, the other one's in a long-term relationship, and we were talking about that, just about how they have no qualms about basically telling their man, like, because they know that their man is going to want to please them and make them happy. So they have no problem saying, like, yo, I'm about to go get my hair and nails done. Make sure you line up X, Y, and Z. And it's like they're taking initiative, but they're just making sure they're happy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still planning, but they're leaving it to the man to execute.
Yeah, I understand that. That logic I understand. Giving somebody a map of what you want and basically just going to do it. That logic I can understand.
Closed mouths don't get fed. You gotta ask.
Because joker like me, if you don't say something, okay.
I mean, yeah, you made it clear that it's not gonna get done unless you're basically asked to. So that's fine. I don't know, but I digress. What the hell else did I ask y'all about earlier? Oh yes, we kind of we hinted about expenses, but there is something I do want to get to. Thanks for the reminder, Chaz. Let me swing it back to you. Basically, that was one of the things we talked about, cost a little bit, and being frugal versus being cheap. But when you're first dating someone, is there a cap on like how much you should be spending when it comes to gifts, or is it just like whatever you can afford, or do you go all out? Like, how much is too much?
Oh man, I didn't start buying my wife expensive gifts.
And when you say expensive, what does that look like? Or
me?
Like, if you want to put a number on it, feel free to too.
500 and up.
500 and up? Jesus. Like,
that sounds like a Christmas gift.
I'm glad you put a number on it, because I'm like, okay, but all right, okay, so you said expensive didn't get to what point?
Expensive, we didn't get to like marriage.
I'm sorry, when
married that joker.
Wow, okay. Yeah, all right, that's
I
fair.
married that joker, yeah. That's what she get that, but anything before that, 100, 150, 200.
See, I would spend $500 no problem, only if it's a gift for me too. So like, if it's like couples massages, exactly. If it's like a couples massage spa day, or like we're going on a vacation, you know what I'm saying, and I get to come, fine, no problem. Yeah. Oh, guess what, babe? We're going to Virginia Beach or whatever. Like, I have no problems doing that. But like, just like buying him a gaming system or something like that, I mean, we gonna have to have some time invested. Like, I don't see it. And honestly, obviously it's not about the price tag. We all know that. But it's like, if he really has his heart set on getting like
Getting the nanny, getting the punani, you better act right and pay right?
Well, my stuff is priceless, so we can't put a price tag on that.
Oh wow.
Shit.
I'm just saying. So, I don't know. If he has his heart set on like a nice new necklace or a chain or whatever, and we've only been dating a few months, and that chain costs like several $100s or whatever, no, it's not happening.
Right.
It's not happening.
I agree with that.
And honestly, I think the man should probably take the lead too when it comes to jewelry buying. Like, so if he sets the bar at like, if he sets the bar high, then it's only natural that I would probably reciprocate or match it to an extent. But I'm not going to be the one to be like, oh, let me buy your love and, you know, shower these gifts on you. Like, I don't know where they do that at.
Oh,
what's the most expensive
gift? Do it now.
Because you're not married, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sean. So what's the most expensive? Yeah.
Just through that word.
I mean, throwing that out there.
Being prophetic.
So like, what's the most expensive gift you've ever or experienced? Like, just the highest dollar amount that you spent?
I mean, I don't know, to be quite honest
Really?
with you.
Vacation,
Because I've
jewelry.
never really kept a tab or tally like this is a $500
No,
one. You know.
no, like I mean, you can't.
Well,
think,
let's
there was none that made you pause and be like, "Whew, I really love this girl. Like I must."
I mean,
Yeah,
it goes back to that
$6,000.
word we use. It's about investment and intentions. So I have to be able to know what a person's intentions are before I decide to make a huge investment. So I give you a quick example. I was dating this girl. It was about 4 dates in, and I started noticing that the intentions wasn't aligned with what I was looking at. So I flat out asked her, I was like, you know, where is this going? And then it was confession time for her. She was just like, you know, when it comes to me, I go hard and paint for what I want. Then she started talking about it, which I didn't understand what it meant.
I mean,
but she gave supporting details after that. So what I came to find out was that she liked to spend all her money on bags and eat oodles and noodles until her next paycheck. So what she was getting with these dates was meals that she couldn't afford because she was wearing it. So just certain line of questioning, and I'm not saying that everything is like, you know, Spanish Inquisition, you know, when we go on a date, but you can tell if somebody's worth an investment. If I feel that our relationship is going somewhere, I have no problem in splurging to express myself and how I feel. But if there's certain things like, you know, you like to wear Prada bags and eat ramen seasoning until your next paycheck, then
that's a whole other thing about different priorities. Bro. Oh, because it's too long.
Okay, it's still rolling.
Oh, okay, got you. So, that's a whole other thing with different priorities, though. Like, that's not like even if.
But
I mean,
it does tie to the dating thing, though.
It depends on how you want to look at that, though. Like, because some guy will look at her maybe one of several ways and say like, oh, I can really admire the fact that she's willing to like sacrifice to get something she wants, and he might look at that as something admirable. Not everything is for everybody. Some man will look at her and say that. Some other guy will do what you did and say like, oh, this is definitely not a good fit here. I'm out. And then some other guy might look at it and say, damn, like she really needs to be taken care of. I can be that guy. I will make sure she gets good eats and gets the good bags. You know?
Congratulations to those two who weren't me.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't see it. But there are some guys like that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
That's why it's important. I don't know how many times I've emphasized this, to be with somebody who you're equally yoked with. Somebody who you're on the same page with. That's why a lot of relationships, marriages, or what have you fail. Because people just have different values and different views, and it's, you know, some things you're willing to sacrifice, sometimes you're not. So you need to be with somebody who's on the same page as you.
The one thing I did appreciate about what she did, and it ties in with Chaz, is communication. Like, she was able to honestly communicate what her priorities are and were. We wasn't yoked after that, but at least
at least you knew.
I knew.
She gave you the option to say accept it or leave.
Exactly.
Right.
And so when I left,
I would have left too.
She wasn't confused as to why.
On the way out the door.
God bless us. God bless.
I didn't let her keep the soy sauce because I know she ain't had none in the house.
have to agree with you on that. That's a bit extreme, but I have heard of some women and guys as well.
And guys too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know,
they'd rather impress people than
the whole thing is chasing interest and chasing passion. Because if you chase your interest and chase your passion, you are going to find individuals that share that same value that you can be evenly yoked with. It's not foolproof, but 9 times out of 10, you have relationships that have more substance as opposed to that representative of that materialism, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
That's real.
All right. You good? You good? So weird.
What was that?
Well, final verdict. It sounds like the general consensus was, well, Vann said he's definitely down for Valentine's Day celebrations. I'm sure he'll reap the rewards of that. Mercedes is what, a no, a solid pure hell no. Chaz, what's your verdict?
No.
No? No Valentine's Day?
No, I'm not a Valentine's person.
Sharm?
Depends.
Not right now, anyway.
You're
It go either way.
I'm single right now, so that's my answer right now.
Gotcha,
No.
gotcha. Yeah. I honestly think, I was thinking about, if you guys ever saw the movie Clueless with, Alicia Silverstone, there was like a scene where she, sent flowers to herself or whatever. And I was like, that might be me this Valentine's Day because I love me and I'm fucking awesome. So I might go ahead and,
clap that one out.
I might go ahead and send some flowers.
Clap it up for self-love.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's all we got. Happy Valentine's Day.
Tennis, anyone? I've stated that question so many times in recent years that I no longer need to rehearse those emotions. It's a handicapped optimism that hobbles a step in the name of love. It's recently become so unfamiliar. In fact, it needs a lapel tag for me to recognize a stranger has become. Hello, my name is... Scratch that. What I meant to say is, my name is... X that with a Sharpie that's become rather dull, so why don't you just pencil me in? That way I can erase these memories because I sure as hell miss my spotless mind now, stained with calico blemishes of overweight grayscales resembling the shadow beats of the heartless. But what can I do? I meet square pegs that don't fit in my circle, and squares may be cool for some people, but that never was my angle, that grow-to-love notion which eventually becomes stunted, reaching a height that isn't tall enough to look over her imperfections while projecting my own. They say if you look, you'll never find. Well, it's hard when you leave the house with 3 eyes constantly scanning for a picture that matches the one in my gallery. The faces become faded due to longing prints smearing the canvas was dry for some time, so pardon if I undress you with my eyes and just seeing if your wings match the ones in my portrait and your jacket prevented me from doing so. Coupled with a charming humor, knit with sharp wit that threads the needle between conceit and confidence, a vintage style that's ahead of its time, colors her rhythm with shades of blue stencils that has me drawn to her quirks perfectly placed outside of the box. Box that's next to a landing strip that I've crashed on for too long, insatiably watching lovers fly by with twilight providing candlelight, stars flickering as they're caught in glass jars only to release them when they're seen in each other's eyes while green are in mine. Go on. Don't worry. She's out there. Was written in my yearbook while I have years worth of books filled with plans, gifts, soundtracks, and invitations that are all marked with the same message. Sorry, you just missed her. Maybe her reservations are just earlier than mine. Or maybe my watch is just set to the wrong time.
There you go. Peace. D.S. Will, American Underground.
You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Then right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom. We've known each other for so long. It used to be the one I could call on. Time after time you did me wrong. Forgave and forgave, but still got played. Sick and tired of your same old selfish ways. And I leave and you still wanna navigate. It's so crazy how you think you can run my marathon. It was nice to know you, let me show you. Move forward and pass the baton. I know a route to take. Please don't even fix your face. Just say yay or nay. Gonna do what I wanna, regardless anyway. You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Spin right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom. Do you miss the late nights? My fresh scent, candlelight, or how I knew just what you like. Been a minute since you've been on cloud nine. The memories got you going crazy. Thought of another man with your lady. And you should never get too jealous. To the slums of the earth, how you treated me. I know a route to take. Please don't even fix your face. Just say yay or nay. Gonna do what I wanna, regardless anyway. You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Spin right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom. I know a route to take. Please don't even fix your face. Just say yay or nay. I know a route to take. Please don't even fix your face. Just say yay or nay. Gonna do what I wanna, regardless anyway. You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Spin right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom. You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Spin right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom. You're not my GPS. 2 steps to the left is west. Dollars in the front, head north. Spin right to the east and dirty south is where I'm from. I like to do what I do. I like to make moves without you. I like to control my own. If I need further direction, I call Tom Tom.